Paul says over and over again, live your life like a soldier.
Yep.
Going about. What's the war? We're bringing the kingdom of God onto this earth. We cannot be reactionary. We have to be strategic. You don't just run off and start attacking people somewhere. You have to have a plan. There's 60 million evangelical Christians in America, and then you add on conservative Catholics in that group too.
Right.
That's a massively important group. If we got our stuff together around a boycott of something, it would destroy
it would annihilate
that company.
Hello, I'm Sam Rodriguez. I'm the wingman. That's Ken Harrison. He's the man, CEO and president of Promise Keepers. This is Daring Faith. We are fully committed to what? Debating, discussing issues impacting church and culture. We're both Christian men. We love Jesus. We're real. We're trying to just elevate these issues, confront them, address them in a way that's nuanced, whimsical, comedic, but without negating our biblical worldview. So it is what it is, my friend. Ken Harrison. We've had so many interesting discussions. Today's subject matter is church boycotts. Oh, church boycotts.
I don't know what you think about that.
Dude, this is crazy. So every time Disney ticks anyone off in the church.
Yeah. We have another boycott for 5 minutes.
Holy cow, dude. You get Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and it's like, no more Disney. Netflix puts on something, right? Et cetera, et cetera. We boycott. Now, I'm not saying we should. We're going to discuss this now. I'm going to tell you what really kind of got me into the boycott mood when I really wasn't. Like before I would have if we boycott everything, we're done. Like we can't shop. Target no longer has men and women, right? Not even for kids.
Really?
Yeah. So
Jeez.
Target did away. Walmart has men and women, even in California. Target, no. So Target there's no gender. In Target, there's no such thing as men and women. So Target negates science and faith. Again, both Charles Darwin, Aquinas, St. Augustine are all rolling in their graves because of the ludicrousy of there's no such thing as gender. However, Starbucks, issues, you name it, I get. But then Balenciaga, what do you pronounce that? Balenciaga, is it? Balenciaga.
Oh, this was the little kids.
So Balenciaga does this whole thing. Really, it's pedophilia, man. It's sexually exploiting kids. Some perverted commercial advertisement for a high-end luxury brand, Balenciaga, endorsed by the Kardashians, right? Which is a different conversation for another day. But Balenciaga, that's where I got into hey, dude, now that I would definitely boycott. You're playing around with little kids, grooming, sexualizing kids, little kids, that's worthy of a boycott. I don't even know what I feel about boycotts, except Balenciaga, definitely, man. I'm not that, whatever. Yeah, I'm just definitely not going to engage Balenciaga. Should Christians boycott putting Balenciaga on side? You may even not even be in favor of boycotting Balenciaga. But should we boycott when an institution like Disney or Netflix or Balenciaga or anything, if they do something that's so counter-Christian or counter-truth or counter our worldview, should we boycott?
Yeah, and let's define what you mean by boycott. You know what I mean? I don't go to Starbucks, ever. I look for your Starbucks cup. And the reason I don't go is because I remember when the Schultz, the CEO said, if you don't believe in gay marriage, don't come here. We don't want your money. And I went, okay, I'll go somewhere else.
Wow.
But I don't tell anybody else not to go there. And I find it ironic, Christians were like, oh, that's terrible. He said that. Wow. Let's talk about that at Bible study at Starbucks on Thursday. So I think if you're going to boycott as a thing, you better be really well organized and do it right, because we've boycotted Disney. How many times? The Southern Baptists did in the 90s.
How many times?
And that just weakens who we are. It's like, they're not real. I mean, when socialists boycott something, they boycott it, man.
Look, okay, Major League Baseball. They boycotted Georgia.
Yeah.
Based on a complete lie.
Right.
Of voter suppression. When more was created, where more individuals voted in Georgia than ever before in Georgia history through early vote registration, as expressed and advanced through the governor of Georgia and the legislative body, right? So it was a lie. Major League Baseball boycotted Georgia. Ended up in Colorado, your home state, which is terrible, by the way. I mean, the Rockies, Colorado Rockies. But I just don't know whether or not this boycott thing. So you're saying boycotts can work if everyone's in? And
you have to have it well organized.
Yeah. Where do you see a church? We're not even united on anything.
Right.
So how in the world can we unite around a boycott? Is that the right thing? So what happens when, like, let's say Disney. Disney amplifies the narrative of an ideology, a construct, or a worldview that's counterintuitive to our Judeo-Christian value system. Should we boycott Disney?
Here's the thing. If you're going to, you have to start a movement, right? It doesn't do you any good to be reactionary. And that's the problem with the church, evangelical church for the last several decades is we're reacting to everything. We're not in front of anything. We're behind everything, right? I mean, we were still debating gay marriage when all of a sudden the next thing we knew there was this transgenderism thing where, I mean, I remember I was like, what? Charlotte's passing a bathroom bill? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't even know what a transgender person is. I had to keep going now. Transgender woman, is that a dude who thinks he's a girl or a girl who thinks she's a guy? Like, huh?
By the way,
we were so far behind that.
In that vein, only on this show, can I ask you a question? Aerosmith, dude looks like a lady.
I know.
Isn't that song like politically incorrect? Should we ban that song because it's like dude looks like a lady?
Did you see that they're all over Natural Woman? That song, Natural Woman.
Is that Aretha Franklin?
Is that
Aretha Franklin, Natural Woman?
They're saying how horrible it is, and
they're going to try to get really.
But back to the boycott thing.
There it is.
You have to have an alternative if you want to start a movement. Okay, so if you want to say, and I'm just picking something here, but if you want to say, drink Pepsi, not Coke. Go to Lowe's, not Home Depot.
Right. The other way around, by the way. Home Depot, the guys are good.
Yeah, I'm just picking, right?
Sorry.
There is no alternative to Disney. And you're going to lose that battle because it hasn't. You haven't explained that well. You can't say go to Six Flags and not Disney. They're not really the same thing.
No, you can't compare.
You have to, if you're going to do a boycott, you have to choose something that is a clear choice, like you're talking about. It's clearly evil,
right?
And you need to give people an alternative. And that's why Starbucks, if you say don't go to Starbucks, well, there is no alternative to Starbucks. There are other coffee shops.
But they're just coffee shops,
but
right?
You can't, there's no national chain that makes the Frappuccino thing that people love. I just drink coffee. I hate Starbucks coffee anyway. But
there goes that. And so Starbucks will not be sponsoring this dairy.
There would be a shock. Because they were going to. They were actually going to, right?
Howard called.
Yeah, Howard and we said no. So
we said no.
But you have to. I think it's not about being reactionary. I think if we want to do something like this, we need to have a clear choice, clearly articulate the message, and have an alternative ready for people. Shop at Home Depot, not at Lowe's, whatever that might be.
Look at Balenciaga with what they did. What were they thinking, right? How should Christians react? Should we? Way beyond Christians. Anyone who's against pedophilia and sexual grooming of children should boycott Balenciaga. It's not like Balenciaga came along and said, mea culpa, completely sorry, we screwed up. This is what Balenciaga never did. I was telling my daughter Lauren, who is a fan of Balenciaga beforehand.
I've never even heard of this brand until this stuff.
No, Balenciaga's big. What would Balenciaga, is it big? Am I right? I mean, it would, yeah. So Louis Vuitton, Prada, Balenciaga, and that vein, Gucci, that sort of thing. But what they never did was, they said, we're sorry for the way it came out, which is not an apology.
Right.
So it's like, I shot you, I'm sorry for the way the bullet landed, I'm not sorry for pulling the trigger. But they never said this, we vehemently oppose pedophilia. We are against sexual grooming of children. They never, ever, ever condemned pedophilia or sexual grooming of children. They were apologizing for the perceived message that may or may have been received. I mean, so is there ever a hill we want to die on as it pertains to, as Christians, saying like, there are certain things. Disney is difficult. Did Disney go woke? Yes. Is Disney losing tons of money? Yes.
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently, they brought back the former CEO. They got rid of the guy who was in charge. Not that the previous CEO was any less woke, but he was more nuanced and whimsical and brilliant about doing it in a way not to alienate.
At least it wasn't in your face.
No, it wasn't in your face, and it's not like he's not going to alienate 75% of the other group of people who actually believe, now there may be, science kind of validates there's X and Y chromosomes.
Right.
And there is such thing as men and women. And so, this guy does it in a way where he may have one little film here, but then the other 9 films, just are normal, just content. And by normal, meaning content that is non-controversial, right? That's embraced by all. And I mean by all. He at least gets that. Let's see what happens now with the new content coming down the pike. Should the church play a role? Should pastors get on stage and reference controversial content or moments and call for a boycott? Should pastors call for boycotts?
So I think I normally like to just give yes or no questions a yes or no answer, but I want to get this a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. So what's happening right now, I don't think a lot of people understand this, but BlackRock and a couple of other major entities like that control about 20% of corporate America.
Explain what BlackRock is, because very few people have an idea what BlackRock is.
So essentially, if you have CalPERS here in California, which is the pension fund. And the pension fund here has billions and billions of dollars that needs to be invested. So they put a bunch of their money into someone like BlackRock. BlackRock takes that money for CalPERS and it invests in corporations all over America.
Except BlackRock has an agenda.
They have a major agenda, and so do several of these other ones, and they're extremely woke. So a lot of what you're seeing drive the tail. Let's look at what we see. We see the NFL. Okay, we see. Actually, you brought up Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is about as conservative an entity as you can possibly get. Almost all the owners are conservative. Many are Christians.
Yeah.
The players are extremely conservative. Major League Baseball is a very conservative entity that is completely woke. Why is it woke? Because they have corporate sponsors. And the corporate sponsors tell them, this is what you will do. You will have rainbow colors during June for Pride Month to Tampa Bay Rays. Right, that you're going to do this, and then a player says, "I'm not wearing it," and then they attack that player. So it just happened in the NHL, right? Where's the corporate thing coming from? Why are they? Well, aren't they just supposed to try to make as much money as possible? Because 20% at least of a lot of these groups are controlled by BlackRock and a few other hedge funds. Okay, so those have proxy voters.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. I was asked once on a TV interview, what's the biggest problem facing America today? And they thought I was going to say pornography, and I shocked them when I said greed. Pornography is driven by greed. All of this comes back to greed. So if you're the CEO of a new company, you just got made, Sam, you are the new CEO of whatever, Nordstrom, whatever you are. You now already are starting off way behind because all these proxy voters are coming in and they're voting, and you better do what they say or you're out. So why are corporations going woke? Because the money behind these corporations are being controlled. So for us then as Christians, I'm going to boycott them. There is a giant, it's like you're picking the little tentacle of a giant squid. You have to go after the beast. And it is starting to happen. We are starting to see an economy that's being divided. And it is now really occurring. There are people behind this. Yeah. You're going to have a conservative economy and a liberal economy where right now, all we have is a liberal economy. It's like that Babylon Bee joke that, man decides to go against all woke corporations, so he lives in a cave with his MyPillow and Goya beans, right? That's his only choice. But that is changing, and there has to be a strategy. And so I don't suggest that pastors run out and start doing all this because they're way behind the 8 ball. I do believe in educating people. I vote with my dollars. I don't go to Starbucks. I don't shop at different places. If I know somebody is in your Facebook, I would never set foot in Disney, ever.
Really?
No. Now,
So what options you reference? Six Flags is not a viable option. You're a millennial couple, Generation Z, early 20s. You have a kid.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, what do you do?
I'm not judging them.
Where do you? I know we're not. Where do you go?
Well, so we have a family vacation in Florida coming up. It's my whole extended family. My dad died, and so we're all getting together to honor my dad, and we're all going to Universal for the day. Is Universal better than Disney?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I don't know. I doubt it. At least they haven't been publicly against laws that are against, teaching 6-year-olds about transgenderism. So I don't know if they're any better, but that's the point. I don't know. Disney said, look at us. We want to demand that you're woke. Everyone. So I don't go to Disney. Is Universal better? I don't know, but at least they weren't in my face screaming about it.
So my concern is if we boycott everything and we disengage from culture, how can we transform something that we're not engaged with?
Well, but giving them your money isn't engaging with them.
True.
Right? So, and I'm a big local restaurant guy, local business guy anyway. I don't go to Starbucks, but I wouldn't really anyway because I like to give to the local coffee shop. I go to local restaurants. I don't like chains. You won't find me at Cheesecake Factory. Not that there's anything wrong with Cheesecake Factory other than just I'd rather have my dollars going to my community.
Now, I'm not defending Starbucks, so help me God, I'm not defending Starbucks. It sounds like anyone who knows me thinks so. But Starbucks provides space. There has never been an incident in Starbucks where they have kicked out a couple of people for praying.
Is that right?
Yeah, they actually. I do go to Starbucks, and not because I like. It's because it's.
I razz you all the time about how much you go to Starbucks.
But it's convenient for me because in all my travels, it's just a go-to. Right. Here it is, and I am a coffee guy for reasons that are actually health related.
Because you don't have enough energy on your own. You need caffeine.
I'm not hyping up already on my own. But coffee as a major deterrent against Parkinson's, neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's, and dementia. That's Stanford Mayo Clinic. So, caffeine is a great firewall as long as you don't drink more than 5 cups a day. Blah blah blah. Number of how much you drink per day. Point being, that's what drives me to drink coffee. And I don't drink that much, by the way. I drink more green tea than anything else. Back to the story of Starbucks. Prayer groups, men's groups, women's groups. And they never say, like, you're out of here, you can't pray here. I've even been at Starbucks where you have church, like, small gathering groups depicted on the little board they have. So what I'm saying is I'm just afraid of boycotting everything.
Yes.
But then the Balenciaga thing took me over the edge, and we're like, yeah, like, that's, like, don't mess with kids. Not that everything else is not sacred, but just don't touch kids, I'm debating the whole boycotting thing.
So here's my point.
I really am. And then I do stuff in Hollywood. I produce movies. I produce content in Hollywood with secular studios. And I'm thinking, I'm going to boycott the same studio that may actually pick up a film that will elevate Jesus and advance biblical worldview.
Right.
Like I did a movie with 20th Century Fox when Disney bought him out. Breakthrough. Jesus, Word of God, the power of prayer, and it became a hit. Same studio that then subsequently, elevated an idea of, do you follow the angst in my system?
I think it's angst in everybody. That's where
what do I
this
do?
Conversation. We have to be strategic, right? So the Bible over and over again says that we're in a war, and wars are fought by battles, right?
Right.
Paul says over and over again, live your life like a soldier.
Yep.
Going about. What's the war? We're bringing the kingdom of God onto this earth.
Yep.
Right.
Indeed.
So we cannot be reactionary. We have to be strategic. You don't just run off and start attacking people somewhere. You have to have a plan. And so what I would say is if Christians are going to boycott something, individual pastors shouldn't run around screaming out, let's boycott these people, let's boycott that people, because it's all discombobulated, and then it makes the evangelical Christian position look weak. There are 60 million, according to the political operatives, there's 60 million evangelical Christians in America, and then you add on conservative Catholics in that group too.
Yeah.
But that's a massively important group. If we got our stuff together around a boycott of something, it would destroy that company.
Yep.
I think what we need to do is pick the low fruit and pick something that shows evangelical Christians have power with their dollars and they will stick together if it's important enough. Now, this Balenciaga group, I don't know how many evangelical Christians are really shopping there. It's not like a normal company.
Yeah, it's not.
But I think if we're going to boycott
California bougie Christians,
if we're going to boycott something, we need to find something that really matters where there is an alternative. Don't go there, and that would make a huge difference. But we can't keep being reactionary and for crying out loud, quit going after Disney because it's not going to work.
Oh, wow.
It's just not going to work. I'm telling you, you can shout from the rooftops all you want, don't go to Disney. A 25-year-old mother is taking her kids to Disney, period. So you're just setting yourself up for failure. Pick something that you can win, start small, and then keep going.
Hopefully and prayerfully, the operatives at Disney have enough of a business acumen and bandwidth to understand there's a large constituency out there. I have no qualms if they create content that addresses the needs or the worldview of a certain group, constituency in America, demographic, as long as it's in sexualizing groom kids. I have no qualms. But as long as they likewise create, if Disney creates a film that is same-sex, two adults, same-sex, right? And they create that. And they likewise create a film elevating traditional family models. Let the marketplace decide. Just like a recent film that came out where no one saw it.
Right.
It tanked. I think it was Strange New World, was it? It tanked. It absolutely tanked. Let the marketplace decide that. My problem is where they negate traditional family models, where they negate traditional constructs, and they basically convey the message, this is evil. This is archaic. It's unacceptable, but this is the model everyone should adhere to. That's the problem. And that's where, from a business worldview, like Target, again, no men, no women. So they pick sides. Target just picked a side. Target said, if you're a Christian or you're a Jew, a conservative Jew, you're a Christian or you're a Muslim for that matter, if you believe in family and in human sexuality as defined by the Quran, the Torah, or the Bible, you're not welcome at Target because there is no men. That's what really Target is conveying.
Frankly, Target would be a perfect target.
Target is just, boom, no men, no women.
Go to Walmart, don't go to Target. I mean, if the evangelical Christian community stopped shopping at Target for a month, it would destroy Target. Their CEO would be out, their board would be changed, and that company would change right now. Because the bottom line for companies, all this wokeness, it's making money. The only reason they can be woke is because they continue to make money.
Yep.
In Target, it's one of those things where there is an alternative. I don't shop
at Walmart.
Yeah, I don't shop at Target or Walmart, but
at Walmart?
I shop at Costco. Yeah.
You're one of those.
Well, there's no choices. It's like, here's the shirt. It's a good shirt. Okay, cool. I don't want choices. I just want, here, just give me that one.
Wow.
I can't. But anyway.
Guess where I shop? Sam's Club. Get it? No, I actually don't, but I thought it was self-serving. I gotcha. This is Daring Faith. Our commitment is to address the issues currently impacting church and culture in a way that's nuanced, whimsical, comedic, all from a biblical worldview. Really, with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek. We love Jesus. We want to change the world. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's go change the world.